Can you believe it's already November? Oh my goodness. It is Val the Voice Johnson. We're back again with Talk on Tuesdays. I know you guys probably gained an hour of sleep. I know I did over the weekend. We have fallen back, but we are back. And have you gotten outside to enjoy some of the fall foliage? I did. So it's time to share some reviews, some new sports views, and then have a chit chat about some new films that are coming. It is Talk on Tuesdays. We are back in the house. I am so happy that you're here. Give me a shout in the chat and let me know that you're there. Oh, my Lord. And we'll be starting in 3, 2, here we go. Is Talk on Tuesdays. And oh my gosh, we're so grateful that you are joining us today. I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and here with Coach Tony, who's coming on through. Guys, give me a shout in the chat and let me know that you're here. Oh my goodness. Our episode is brought to you by our affiliate sponsor. It is Legal Shield. If you need help with a will or trust, I know some people don't want to talk about the dark subject of someone leaving us, but if you want to be prepared and not pay a lot of money, go ahead and reach out to Legal Shield. We'll go ahead and text the word legal, LEGAL, to 347-652-0243, or visit the website, and I'll go ahead and have Mr. Springer there in Brooklyn put it in the chat for you. And finally, I made sure that I did this. Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. We are now on Patreon. Come and join our community and learn how to do what we do here at Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays. Videos are coming up. I got some folks working on it. So join the community. You can join for free. And then to get some of our exclusive videos and audio things that we have, it's on patreon.com/interludes. Go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and place that in the chat. Oh my goodness. So guys, just wanted to say hello and see who is here, letting us know that they are giving us a shout. Do I see Colbert? What's going on? Hey, what's up, Colbert? And I forgot he's going to say K Pasa. That's always fun. How you doing? K Pasa to you, Kobe. Let's do it. I see Queen Lakeisha is in the building. So good to see you. All right. And then we have Brill. Thank you so very much for being here, Brill. We appreciate you checking us out, saying hello to this. And then, of course, Mr. Nelson, thank you so very much for saying hello. So grateful that you are here. You are there. And I think I saw Alejandro. He came in like with the first time. I thought, there's Alejandro. Thank you so very much. Grace and peace and blessings to you as well. Oh my goodness. You guys are here and you're in the house, which I really, really, really appreciate. Oh my goodness. I don't know what you guys did over the weekend, but every weekend where I used to be in Brooklyn, New York, there was this thing called a marathon. Now, they have marathons. Chicago Marathon was, I believe, sometime in October. The Boston Marathon happens. But then the big one is the New York City Marathon. It starts over in, where is that? The Verrazano Bridge in Staten Island. It covers the 5 boroughs. Well, there's 2 people that I know that finished the race. Oh my goodness. And so my goodness, I am so grateful. I am going to say a big congratulations to these 2 fabulous ladies. It's Roslyn Harris and Judy Cummins. They're friends of mine from my church there in Brooklyn and Queens. And so we wanted to give them a big old shout out for finishing the race. Now, if they chart it, it doesn't matter. They finish the race. That is 26.3 miles. And that's why Rosalind in the first in the first the first picture over there is laughing because she finished it. Couldn't believe it, but there she did. But congratulations to both Judy and Rosalind. Rosalind, I believe, is a part of the Black Girls Run, and then also she's active in running and doing marathons. And Judy the same as well. They're phenomenal, phenomenal. I see. Oh, thank you so much for being here. And I think, yeah, Rosalind's with us too. Hey, Rosalind. So that's you. We wanted to just give you a shout out. And we've also, I thought she also did a race for the American Cancer Society. So she's one of my friends I have a lot of respect for. Congrats to you, girl. So grateful that you were here and so excited that you're here to join us. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. Good, great. So I just wanted to go ahead and give that shout out. But coming up, what did I do over the weekend is the question. The question that I had is I was in St. Louis this weekend and got a chance to go to the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. I mean, that was really, really fun to do that. My cousins said they felt happy to do something tourist-like with me. And so I'm excited about that. My goodness. So there's my cousins. Yeah, that was mainly my cousin. That's Anita. And there I am in the center. And then her daughter and her husband, Sam, Anna. She is a senior in high school now, so we're so proud of her. And the great thing is that she's applying to MIT and Georgia Tech. She is bright. That's all I got to say. Bright, bright, bright. But they have a Ferris wheel, which we went up in, and then also just a beautiful aquarium. I just had a blast doing that with them, just being a tourist with them in their own city. Anita, my cousin, she's from the Chi, but her husband's from St. Louis. So this was a good thing for them. So anytime you want to visit St. Louis, go ahead and take and do that. I like that. And of course, Rosalind. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. April says congratulations to both Judy and Rosalind. Oh my goodness. And Rosalind, yes, we appreciate you because I'm telling you, anybody that does a 26.3 marathon, you have my deepest respect. All right, well, let's jump in on this. I decided to check out this series called Black Cake. Black Cake is a new Hulu series that just premiered at the very beginning of this month, November. And of course, who is one of the major producers of it? Yes, that's right. Oprah Winfrey. And this is a best-selling book from Charmaine Wilkerson. Oh my goodness. I was thinking about this going, wow, this is, I like that a lot of books written by Black authors are being featured in either feature films or series. And so Black Cake, if you are from I like to call it the Caribbean persuasion, there's a certain way to make black cake, but there's a lot of good things that's hidden inside of it. And so, oh my goodness, Black Cake, that is the lead, the main character's name is Eleanor. And unfortunately, she passes away of a brain tumor, but she leaves behind this mystery for her children, Byron and Benny, to solve through the voice recordings that she made near the end of her life. Now, the instructions that Eleanor gives her kids is that go ahead and share a slice of black cake in the freezer, and you'll know when the time is right. But what is phenomenal, Mia Isaac, who you see in this picture right here, she's the lead actress, and she plays the lead of Covey/Eleanor. Covina is what her name was. But could you believe it? The kids, Benny, that's it, Benny and Byron, they find out that their mom's real name is not Eleanor. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. So it's a lot of drama that happens, and it's part a family drama, part murder mystery, and then of course coming into a bunch of different cultures. You have the Caribbean, you have the Jamaican culture, and it's beautifully shot in parts of Jamaica. They actually did shoot it down there. And then just she goes to Scotland, she's in England. It's a lot. going on. And so the first 3 episodes are now available on Hulu. But Black Cake, if this is your thing, and if you're I miss the drama that's kind of a sweeping thing that takes you through some things. And the one thing that I love about the character is that she is a swimmer. She's someone who wanted to compete professionally for swimming, but a lot of those dreams get dashed. I don't want to get more into it, but Black Cake, it's available on Hulu. It's streaming now. Every new episode is coming out every Wednesday, and you guys can check it out. And the first 3 episodes are available right now. Oh my goodness, you guys. I haven't seen it yet. If you've seen Black Cake, let me know if you have or whatever. And then of course, thank you so very much, Colbert. I thought you were talking about Jamaican Black Cake. I am. And it's the show. Because the lead actor, or I'm sorry, the actors in the series are Jamaican. Check that out. There you go. So that is what's happening with that. I am excited. I like when it comes to film festivals, there is the 29th annual Black Harvest Film Festival. It's here in Chicago. It started in the mid 90s, and they have some films that are premiering. And I think they kicked off their film festival. I think, what is this? Yeah, November 3rd, which was the end of, the weekend, this past weekend. And they're going to be premiering films like Bad Like Dance Hall. And they're going to be reviewing some of the 90s classics films from filmmaker John Singleton, Higher Learning, Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice. And they're going to be refeaturing that in 4K. That should be fun. And then there's also an independent film called KEMBA. The place called MPI and BET Films. It's going to be released there. But KEMBA's been doing I like to call it the festival circuit. And so that's what's exciting about that. But from that film, it's a dramatic, true retelling of a criminal justice advocate, KEMBA Smith, and her story as a college student who falls for the wrong dude. Isn't that horrible? The film, directed by Kelly Kalai, known for I'm Fine, Thanks for Axing, and stars in the lead Nesta Cooper as the title character, KEMBA Smith. We have one of the actors here that is in the film. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go ahead and introduce to you guys one of the actresses from the KEMBA story, and it's going to be premiering at the Black Harvest Film Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Miss Angela Crook. Angela, how you doing, girl?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay. Oh my gosh. This is wonderful. I'm so glad that you were able to join us. And I have to say, this film deals with criminal justice. It deals with, I just mentioned my young cousin who is now getting ready to transition into college. Man, oh man, you play a character, I believe. Let me take a look and see the name of your character. It's Dr. Barbara Simpkins. Yes. And so tell me about Dr. Barbara. What is she to KEMBA and this story?
Okay. First of all, Dr. Barbara Simpkins is an advocate. She was an administrator for the DC public schools. She also was a part of an organization that helps in the social world and volunteering called Links. And she was voted one of the most influential Black women in America during the 90s, during the reform. So she had a pretty great role in life as far as helping people navigate through life, advocating on their part as far as the school system and just for justice in general for especially women, but everyone as a whole.
Yeah. And I know this is one of these stories that really hit home for a lot of folks, and it's going to be premiering at the Black Harvest Film Festival. How was it working with the director, I believe her name is, let me take a look. How
Kelly.
was it working with the director and also your other co-stars? They got some big names in here that's going to be starring in KEMBA. Sean Patrick Thomas, you guys know him from
The Last
Save the
Dance.
Last Dance, Michelle Hurd, and Sadiq Sunnison. How was it working with these actors?
It was amazing. They embraced us overall, and so it was just learning from the sidelines, but just learning together. It's like them sharing their knowledge, but just accepting us coming on and working actually collectively. So it was really a team effort. It wasn't just one person. So it was everyone coming together to get a story told, and each person embodying each character. So um every day it was just like really became who the person you were portraying. It was a show, it was a movie you were portraying, but it was like you really became that person. We were all so dedicated for the story because it's such an
Mhm.
amazing story, and believing in this story and wanting to portray it as true to possible as we could.
Yeah, Kelly Kali, she's known for "I'm Fine, thanks for asking," and this is a woman director. I know it's hard to be sometimes to do a woman to be a woman director and then to kind of lead this cast with a true story. Was KEMBA on set checking you guys out?
Yes, she definitely
Mm.
was. And just from her looks, I believe she was pleased with everyone. Just taking everything in. And it was just such an honor to meet her. You know, we hear about stories sometimes, and you sometimes maybe not get a chance to meet them, but just being there in person, we really truly was excited and grateful to have her come out on set so that we can just see her vision as well, and just see it through her eyes as each day was unfolding. it,
Mhm.
it was just amazing to see that. I believe that she was pleased with that. Yeah, it was exciting. It was an
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah, and when did you guys this was shot in Atlanta. When did you guys complete the film?
Last year October, like
Okay.
October we completed last year, so it's been a years. Yes, yes, but it was amazing, those things.
Oh, wow. And so for anyone that has kids that are going to school, cuz this is, you know, this could have happened to any one of us where you fall for someone and don't realize that they're doing drugs, like they're selling it. Like that was huge. And with Kimba's story, she fell for a gentleman that was a drug kingpin and ended up being placed in the middle of the government's war on drugs, and then ended up being in not just regular prison, federal prison. What was one of the biggest messages that Kimba, or number one, the advocate Kimba, wanted to make sure that the audience takes away from this film?
I believe to not be too quick to not say jump into relationships, just with anything, just
Mhm.
go with your gut feeling. If there are any flags, just go with your gut feeling, and that always keeps you in a safe place. If you think something is off, it may be because that could be just very well that sign that's telling you, hey, something may be off here. Because if you have to question it or think about it, then maybe it's not a good road to travel down, and it's okay to stand back.
Yeah, and April's in the audience. She's saying,
Thank you so much.
"Congratulations, Angela," which is
Thank you so
always
much.
fun. And definitely, you got some love from Brill Styles. So, just giving you some love
Yes,
with that.
thank you.
How
It's
long have you
amazing.
been acting, Angela? Just wanted to know.
I've been acting for 38 years, a long time, a
Woo!
long time since. Yes.
Yeah, and for for this, I think this is going to be one of the films that's going to be distributed and actually being on BET. And then you shared with me when we talked early on that you're going to now transition into being a SAG actress.
Yes. Last year I became SAG eligible, and in a couple of weeks I will actually be SAG. So the journey has been long, but definitely worth it. Um, I use all of the obstacles as stepping stones, and as I look back, I'm I'm just very proud that I didn't, give up at different times. And it's like sometimes our stories are not even about ourselves. It may be faith for someone else to believe. And 38 years is a long time, but if you just like think about it, but if you think of it as in it's like age wise, right? If you're 25, in 25 years you'll be 50, but what could you have done in that time frame? You're still going to be
Right.
the same age, but look at what you could have accomplished and all the things that I wanted to do. I still have time to do those things. So
Mhm.
age truly is a number. Never give up. Continue just to persevere on, because there are some things you have to wait in time, in season. And there's nothing that right now that I can't do. I still have plenty of time to do all the things that I wanted to do, that I thought I could do. And some things it's like I say now that I'm going to dream so big that my dreams have dreams.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. I'm looking to see if I could bring on Coach. Coach, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on. Yeah, he's ready to come on.
Okay.
But if you guys have any questions for Angela as we get ready to wrap up, go ahead. And I'm hearing this from George Lopez. He says your story has truly inspired others, and that is, I think, the never give up part is if you love to do something, just pursue it with all your might. And I know that KEMBA is going to be a big success. Like I
Yes.
said, it's literally been doing the film festival circuit. It's been at Tribeca, it's been at Southwest by Southwest, and it's going to be landing here in Chicago. Now, that premiere is going to be this coming Thursday here
Thursday
in
and
Chicago at the
Saturday.
Gene Siskel Film Center. Will you be there?
Yes, I will be in attendance there. I'm so excited. And one other co-star that will be there as well is Trina
Mhm,
Lloyd. She's amazing. And Joy Dursey, which is in Atlanta as well.
mhm.
It is just amazing. So I'm very excited to be able to link back up with her and everyone else, to see Callie, to see KEMBA, to see everyone. It is just truly a dream come true at this point. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. Hello.
Hey, Coach, I'm bringing you on. You there? Hey, Coach, you
Man,
have
what's
any
going
questions for our guests here?
First of all, Angela, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic.
I tell you, I'm about to get on the Val because every time something good that she brings on the show on her segment, it always launches at home in Chicago, and I'm about 500 miles south in Nashville. I need you to bring it to Nashville, Angela. I need you to come down this way, girl.
Oh, sure, sure.
Hey, this, as they say now, Nashville is the new Chicago, by the way, if you haven't heard.
Oh, yes, yes.
Hey,
That would be awesome.
I just want to say, first of all, it has been awesome. I mean, you got to think, going through the Writers Guild, going through the strikes and everything that's going on right now with the writers and everything that's happening, and for our actors, actresses making it and continuing to do what they do, it is absolutely huge. And you've been several decades doing this. This is just
Yes.
the question I got for you would be, besides all the everything going on, what's the secret? What's the secret to like the that you can give the young actors, actresses that are thinking about getting into the business? How can they maintain mental and in their hearts to maintain to make sure that they can do the craft for so many years?
It's just if you believe that that is your calling, nothing can stop you, and it doesn't matter the time. It's something that's um it just sits in your heart, I believe. And no matter what comes your way, it's almost like, so if they have a horse, right, with blinders, and
Yes.
you're just it, and there are no distractions. And it may not happen that same day or that year or what have you, but if you just believe, it's something like there's just this feeling, an innate feeling inside of you that's like, to me, I always call it, it's like Christmas.
There
Like
you go. Christmas
every
day.
day, it's like Christmas. So you're
Right.
looking forward to something so great that you know it's going to happen. You anticipate it and you believe it. And so no one or anything can change your mind because you already believe it. So it doesn't even matter what anyone else says, because it's just that little part of you that you tuck away inside your heart, knowing that, oh, today may, be okay. Tomorrow gonna be better than this.
There you
And
go.
it's just something, a part of you that you just have to believe. And I believe everyone has it. You just have to tap into it.
Right. Now, what part of Chicago are you out of?
So actually, I'm originally from Gary. So right now,
G in the house. Okay. Hey,
I'm gonna always represent Gary, Indiana. Yeah.
Which means, as Val will have you laughing, because if you're a Chicago person like we are, we just basically call GI Lower South Side.
Okay. Lower South. Okay. It's okay.
Because we really don't count Hammond. You already know that,
right?
Like, all right, we don't count. But GI, we met. We get with GI on the thing is. Did you see today, and Val, I was surprised that you didn't answer or look at this. Did you see this morning on CBS that Tyler Perry was talking about the new he's about to drop something up,
His
with
new
the
film
Tyler Perry.
his new film is going to be about his mom. And
the
actually,
relationship of his dad and all that.
Yes.
That film is actually going to close out the Black Harvest Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was reading about that. So I don't know. I don't know if he'll be at the Black Harvest Film Festival for that, but
I think he said today he was going to try to do some things. But the question on that, Angela, when you look at someone like a Tyler Perry who decided not to take his business to LA and to come to, as we call, the new Black Mecca, which is not DC, but it's A-Town, right? Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to work with Tyler Perry and people like that, or reached out to him on certain things that you've been able to do over your career?
Yes, I've worked with him on the Have and Have-Nots and For Better.
Oh, I like the Have and Have-Nots.
Mm-hmm. Yes, his studio, and I filmed the last Black Panther on his lot, and that was amazing. So
you would have. My nephew was in the last Black Panther and the first sequel, and he's from Alabama, but he's in Atlanta, and he just, I meant to tell Val this as well, he just signed onto a new deal with Tyler Perry. They're about to do a sequel that's similar to Greenleaf, and he's the main character that's about to launch. They got a 8-series episode about to launch on Paramount, and I'm just proud of him. He's been on our show before, and it's been awesome.
Oh, that's amazing! Congratulations to him.
And the name of the film from Tyler Perry, thanks so much, Mr. Springer, is called Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story.
Yes, I've heard it.
That's going to be one of the last films that's going to close out the Black Harvest Film Festival. And people want to know more about the film KEMBA. Where would they go, Angela?
It's the Cisco Ebert Theater, downtown Chicago.
Ebert, hey, there you go. And for you young folks who don't know, Cisco and Ebert was a movie analyst. They used to analyze movies. And if you obviously had the opportunity to have a WGN back in the day, they would do that on WGN. And they would cover the movies, and they would go and then they would argue about whether they liked the movie or they hate the movie. And WGN would put a stamp on it, and Roger Ebert and Cisco would be the movie critics.
Absolutely. I remember that.
Right. And if you can look at this scene, Coach Tony, Angela is in this scene as Dr. Barbara. So.
Hey, it looked like, you give them some advice over there. I'm mad to stay in on that.
Yes, we came in to get some stuff together, to come in and get her out.
Yeah, get it together. Right there. Hey, now I give my act on a little bit. So if you need me for anything, all you gotta do is let Val know, and Coach is ready. I'm good. I remember my lines. I'm good.
Yes. Also, well, actually, next year I will be premiering my first movie. Be a premiere movie next year, and I will be filming it here in Gary. I will be filming it in Gary.
Wow.
You need to reach out to me, and
Yes.
I need to be home. And I don't care, Angela, if I'm an extra. I could be in the background, but I'm in there. I got you.
Yes, that would be awesome. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not going to forget.
Oh, don't do that. That's good.
I'm not going to forget. I'm going to have to come out there too. Where you say you're in Alabama?
No.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. I'm not that deep.
Sorry. What is it?
We're in Nashville. Nashville.
Nashville. I'm sorry.
Nashville.
There
I'm
you
sorry.
go.
Please forgive me.
The new Chicago, but
The
they
new
go to
Chicago,
Alabama.
I got it.
Yeah. I'm not that deep. But it's so great that Val had an opportunity to talk to you tonight because the thing is, which is so crazy, is that we do a lot of awesome things as a African American community, but we don't get recognized like the majority. And it's great to see that you've had decades and decades and decades of accolades and work, and now we need to make sure that we sit up and we solidify that and clap you for that, because that's not easy. And that industry that you're in, that's a dog-eat-dog world. I know they talk about music, but acting, another ball game.
It is.
Yeah, and we definitely want to thank Angela for stopping by and letting us know about the film KEMBA, which premieres at the Black Harvest Film Festival this week. And if you guys want tickets, thank you so very much, Kevin, for placing that in the chat. That is at ciscofilmcenter.org. And if you want to get a pass like I did, I got my pass to go check out some more films. But Angela,
look at that. Val gets the passes. She got to tell me about it. And she got the passes.
Okay.
Come.
Angela, I'm so sorry. Let me apologize. But anyway, Angela, thank you so much for joining us, kiddo.
Thank you for having me. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And come on back when you have your whatever new projects that you have. We definitely want to support you, Angela. And thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you so for having me. Have a good
Yay, Angela. Woo-hoo.
Man, Val, I thought you had like, I got the people on sports, girl. That's huge. Man, I love that.
Oh, and since you're here, let's do this.
Man, hey, we about to put Springer to work tonight, Val. We got a loaded show tonight. Very loaded.
Okay.
And before we get started, if you are new and you watching tonight, first of all, take your left hand or your right finger, push the like button and like the show. Second of all, take your other finger and push the subscribe button. Again, we are getting a gift card away for the 500 subscriber to the show. And Val, the voice, and Coach Tony are very close to that. And make sure you do that, because you are watching one of the hottest shows right now nationwide. We got a great audience, and I'm loving it, Val. I'm loving it. How was your weekend, by the way?
Weekend was wonderful. As I said earlier, I was
in St.
Louis. But I need you to talk about this young lady who we had on the show a couple of months ago.
Let me tell you something. Kevin, I need you to do me a favor right now, because Kevin's the engineer. Val is the voice here. Coach Tony got the sports show. I'm telling you right now, this young lady right here, we spoke to Val. We talked to the whole family. And I'm telling you right now, and I keep telling you guys, it's like I'm giving you like stock options. Val, when they told you to put your money in Tesla back in 2003? And once, man, I'm not going to put my money in no electrical car. This young lady right here, Malika Chinyuri. I'm going to say it one more time. Malika Chinyuri, 14-year-old superstar. She graced our presence with her mom, Colette, and her dad, Stan, on our show several months ago. She signed to my sports agency, which you see right here, the Rise NIL Sports Agency for Marketing. And this young lady, Val, just pulled off A phenomenal feat. 14 years old. She just got inducted. Let me repeat myself.
Oh,
She just
wow.
got inducted to the state of Colorado Hall of Fame, USTA, United States Tennis Association, for the state of Colorado, Val. That means she gonna be able to tell her
Wow.
children, her children's children, her children's children, your mama used to be bad back in the day. Hey, let me tell you something. And if you guys, and I've told you, you're looking at, and Coach Tony gave you this way before she hit the scene. You're looking at the newest, the latest, the most aggressive Coco Gauff, Osaka, and Serena Williams rolled into one person because this young lady is coming. When I got an opportunity, Val, to sign her to my sports agency, it was not only phenomenal, but I had an
Mhm.
opportunity to meet her mother, Colette, in the airport as I was on a trip.
Wow.
And we've been connected at the hip since then. It's been great. And I manage all the marketing. Her dad, Stan, ex-Olympian, coaches his daughter and pushing her every single day to be the best person she can be. And Kev, and I gave Kev her Instagram. So everyone is
Wow.
on air tonight. As Kevin put up her Instagram, let's show her some love. If you got Instagram, hit her Instagram tonight. Let's blow her numbers up. Let's push her.
Mhm.
Because this young lady is coming on. Val, do you know what she told me the last time we talked?
What'd she tell you?
Coach, I'm going to play in the Australian Open, the
Wow.
US Open, and I'm going to be a star. You know what I told her, Val?
What you tell her?
I'm going to be in the stands for every single game. I'm going to be in Australia. I'm going to be in New York, and I'm going to be in London
Woo-hoo.
at Wimbledon because I know we're coming. And I continue each and every day. I'm reaching out to brands. You know, I'm trying to
Mhm.
tell you. So if any of my brand managers I've got from LinkedIn or whatever is listening, this young lady right here, you want to get behind because she's coming like a locomotive. And oh, by the way, Val, we took the
Mhm.
brakes off the locomotive. Have you ever tried to stop a locomotive without
No,
brakes?
I have not. No.
Hey, neither have I.
So
I'm just saying.
definitely, this is phenomenal. And thank you so very much for going ahead. And Mr. Springer, he's gone ahead and placed her Instagram in the chat. So this is great to go ahead and support her. And like I said, she was on our show a couple of months
Yep,
ago along with her dad.
yep.
And so congratulations, number one, to you and to her and her entire family. This is exciting. Talking about young tennis, but then transitioning to the GOAT.
Open tennis. But
Ah,
before I'm gonna do that real quick, I just want to send a quick shout out. My guy, Mr. T Flowers, here in Nashville with me. For all you guys that love the HBCU world, and I know Val, you're a huge supporter of Tennessee State, and a lot of your friends and colleagues of also. My guy, Mr. T Flowers, here in Nashville, runs a thing called Mall of Memories. And his website is hbcujerseys.com.
okay.
hbcujerseys.com. He produces jerseys from HBCU schools, Val. And if you want one, if you are alumni of Howard, alumni of a Clark Atlanta, of Morgan State, FAMU, Tennessee State, whatever it may be, you need to reach out to my boy T Flowers and get your jersey in the mail right now.
Okay. All right. Get
That's
going.
how.
Let's go and let's go and let's go. That's what I'm
But
talking about. But
Serena,
anyway.
you talked about Serena.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me know. I want to know your thoughts on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Young lady, we know what Serena does. She's, to me, in my opinion, she's the Tiger Woods of tennis, like Tiger is to golf.
Right, exactly.
But Serena just became the first African American and the first female to receive the all-time fashion award from CFDA. And the award, Val, was given by none other than who? Brrr, Kim Kardashian. And Kim
Woo!
said that Serena signifies fashion. She signifies dignity, authentic, iconic. And I didn't know this until I was listening to the story, Val. Did you know that Serena made all of her clothes, or at least had some influence on everything she wore when she went on the tennis court? Did you know that?
Oh boy. I actually did, because I knew a lot of the things that she would put on. She talked about how some designers weren't designing clothes to fit her body
Oh,
type, and
yes.
she ended up having to design her own situation. So this is good that she is in the tennis world, but she is now crossed over into fashion. And this is huge. This is huge because
And she has a
she said
fashion
this,
degree. Did you know that she had a fashion degree, Val?
had no clue about that. That means she
Yes.
went to school. She just wasn't hitting the ball. She ended up getting some
Yeah,
getting a
she got
degree,
a
which is
fashion degree
phenomenal.
from a
Mhm.
fashion school out of Florida behind
Wow.
the scene while she was working. So she's been tied in tightly. When Nike signed that contract for her, Val,
Mhm.
she was in the boardroom, and like you said, as they were designing, because she lifts weights and her legs are humongous. Obviously, we know that, right?
We know that, right?
And she had to fit the outfits that was gonna fit. She can't jump in no extra small. Come on, man, we busting out the seams on that. What you talking about?
Yeah, so she had complained about this early on in her career, that a lot of the clothes that, as she got older, she wanted to have her own style. And
Right.
what's wrong with that? Any
No,
sportsman, any person, some folks can have their own style. Now, if you're in like a what do you call this? A unified sport like basketball or football,
right.
of course you're going to be in what everybody else is wearing, because you got to do
Correct.
the jerseys, the helmet, whatever
So
that sport, that unity sport. But if you're a solo, like a
so
tennis player, like a
tennis.
Serena Williams,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense. I want to have
Yeah.
my own style. I want something to be neon.
Right. I mean, but go back, Val. We'll go back because I play it on the side. Go back to
Mhm.
golf. And
Okay,
right in
back
the
to golf.
in the late '90s, early 2000s. That's right. Hey, that's a nice little swing, Val. I like that. Okay, there you go. You know, we got mesmerized by who? Tiger Woods, right?
Right. Mhm.
Tiger made golf seem cool, right?
Okay.
It was no longer the majority or the PWI. It was cool to play golf. And a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters got into the golf. And then Tiger came up and told Nike, I need my own brand. So what did he do? He stamped the TW for Tiger Woods.
There you
And the
go.
logo became the logo. And now I'm watching golfers today, 20 some years, 20, 22, 23, 25 years later. They're on a golf course signed by Tiger Woods, no different than basketball players are wearing Jordan. So to see
There you go.
a young lady like Serena Williams, who defied the odds, right? Because she was the baby girl, Val, right?
Mhm. Younger
Now,
than Venus. Venus was the elder. Yeah, the elder
correct.
sister.
And
Mhm.
now she ended up being the superstar and took Nike to a whole nother level. And then she designed everything that she wore on the tennis courts. Phenomenal.
That's really iconic. And I think this definitely culminates her career, as she's already has been retired now for over a year. Just to give her kudos in fashion is a real blessing. And so
Yes.
congratulations to Serena Williams on this fashion icon win, and for it coming from someone that is known for fashion and has dominated the fashion industry for decades. That's Kim Kardashian. That's
Yes.
a real honor. So congratulations to Serena Williams and her entire family
Oh man,
for this
you know,
icon.
the movie, is old, but I loved it because to
King
see the
Richard.
work that to see the work that the dad put in, and
Mhm.
and at the end of the day when it all kind of fell apart, it's kind of like he took the bashing, but to look at the movie, my man put the work in for his kids.
Right. LeBron James. I know
Oh,
we were talking
oh,
about some things
oh,
regarding him, but what's going on with LeBron?
Kevin, put this in put that's how I feel, Val. Put this in the notes. And that is LeBron James is complaining. Although the Lakers are 3-4, Val, that means 3 wins and 4 losses. LeBron James is complaining that the referees are not giving him just due. So I want to know, everybody on the podcast tonight, everyone listening right now, throw your comments. I want to hear what you're thinking, hear what you're talking about. Is LeBron James being fairly called for fouls, or is he doing what I said he's been doing all along, crying? But he's 21 years deep, and he doesn't look at him right there, Valley. You know, he doesn't think that he's getting his calls. And last night, even though they lost to Portland last night, he was hit very hard and all that. But the years of the player saying that LeBron used to get the ball and just completely run over me, and I never got a foul call. Now he's at the end of his year, 21 years deep, and now he's getting those calls going against him. So my question is LeBron James inadequately being called for fouls, or is he simply just crying?
I think, and this is just my opinion, I believe LeBron, it's 21 seasons. That's a long time. He has been playing in professional since he was a teenager. You might as well say it's been since he was a teenager. So I understand that refs can sometimes do things and the calls can be favored toward the most well-known player.
Lord,
I get that, but I think if he's trying to compare himself to other players in the league or former players in the league where refs, preference them, I don't know if that's still happening. And with him just kind of going, you guys are not calling these shots, or you're not calling the fouls and stuff. I think it's a form of complaining, but then it's a form of, it's 21 seasons. So
Man,
you could be aggravated after 21 seasons of anything. I'd be aggravated. I don't know.
That's why you my road dog. That's why you sit right over here while I'm driving. That's how you drive, man. Every time you get in the car, that's how you drive. Because I think you are absolutely spot on. I think what happens is, go back and look at Michael Jordan before he passed the torch to Kobe. Michael wasn't dunking on people. He was shooting, jump shots and all that. He complained about fouls. But people just said, Mike, you got 6 rings. You 20 years. Mike did 20 and 19. And if he didn't take off those 2 years with his dad, he would have done 2021. But like at some point, the career comes to a screeching halt, right? And they wait for you to get off the bus on 103rd Street. You know what I'm saying? So I think LeBron, I know what he's doing, Val. He's trying to wait around till Lil Bronny gets in the league next year. But we know Lil Bronny just had a heart situation, right? At the beginning of the summer, but we covered that. So the question is, will Bronny come off of that condition this year during basketball season, 1, and 2, will he impress the scouts enough that he'll be able to enter the NBA draft? Because LeBron's been a great salesman. He sold his son for the entire last 4 or 5 years since he's been in 8th grade. That he's the next NBA great, yada, yada, yada. And now, boom, there you go. Somebody like LeBron.
And that's Eric. That's our boy E.
Oh, what's up, E? Matter of fact, where Mark at? I thought this was definitely a Mark question.
That's definitely a Mark question. You are right.
But I think you're right. So I think the thing we're looking at right now, Val, is he wants to become the first that stayed in the league long enough to play with his baby boy, which is phenomenal. I think, and everything LeBron's done in philanthropy, off the courts, school, making sure his homeboys were connected and got money. I love everything LeBron does. But just on the court, I think that the talk is so much more about Victor Wembanyama, the rookies, right? About Giannis, about Joker. The league is trying to go ahead and pass the torch on, because we already know that it should have been the John Morant down in Memphis until he started acting a fool with guns and all that crazy crap. So I think the league is trying to figure out who is the next person. And in my personal opinion, the way they're looking, he should pass the torch over to the Joker at Denver, which I got going all the way, by the way. Hello.
These are for promotional purposes
Promotional
only.
purposes only. And speaking of for promotional purposes only, Val, I don't know if you know too much about James Harden.
No, I do
He
not.
finally joined the Los Angeles Clippers. And another question, you know, everywhere he's been, Val, has been a disaster. Disaster. It's like I come live with you for a week, and I told you I'm gonna stay for a week, and they know you asked me 8 weeks later, what were you moving out?
Because you've now overstayed your welcome. You laughing because you're thinking about somebody that did that to you. I know where that's coming from. Oh my goodness.
And I'm saying that because James Harden has overstayed his welcome. But here's the crazy part about it, Val. Let me ask you. This is a question. Someone asked me this not too long ago. If you were in the NBA,
okay,
do you take the NBA championship ring, or do you take the money and retire with no ring?
I take the money and retire with no ring.
Why?
Depending on the seasons and how my knees are holding up, because basketball is hard on people's knees and health overall. But I know the goal for every basketball player, especially NBA professional, is to get a ring. Is to get a ring.
Yeah, sports in general, to get a ring. But I like that answer. But, you know, and I referred to when we had the ultimate TC Cummins here, right? What did he say? He said he took the years of getting beat up.
Right.
But he wished he would have had the money. Because most of the NBA guys retire who never get the ring, who played back in the day, they only was making $475,000 to $1.5 million. They ain't got no more money, Val. They own used car commercials, right?
Well, what are you doing with your money? That's sick. That's
the other thing.
Figures.
Well, the other thing about that, Val, you know as well as I know, they didn't have the financial literacy that these guys have now. And they're not making 40, 50, 60 million that these guys are now. So you got a guy right there like James Harden. So I'm going to give you my personal opinion, Val.
Okay.
If he's in Los Angeles, back home, because he's originally from there, went to Arizona State and played basketball. He's been bounced around everywhere he's been. If this trade doesn't work with the Clippers, because as of this morning, they're trying to figure out how to get him, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, all four of them on the court and share the ball. That's going to be difficult.
Not sharing the ball at all.
There you go. It's only one basketball, but it's four people. We can't cut the basketball in quarters, right? We got to play with a whole basketball. And if this experiment doesn't work out, he will be blamed for everything, and his career would be pretty much over.
Yeah, and see that if you see here, Eric said that he's been averaging 25 a game at 40 years old. Is this correct?
That's correct.
For me, he can cry. Plus, that was a foul last night.
So exactly right. That was a foul last night, and I get it. But again, the torch got to be passed. Jordan passed the torch, and he moved on. So eventually, LeBron got to move on. And speaking of moving on, Val, this is a serious topic. And E, I want your opinion because you hanging in with me tonight. And by the way, what's up, my boy Johnny Pratt down in St. Luke? I want to hear from you. We talk about basketball, right? We talk about football, baseball. But Val, do you know, for promotional purposes only, do you know the most bet sport when it comes to sports betting?
It's probably college basketball, football.
That's
it's college basketball.
College basketball. Because the games are on 2 and 3 times. Pretty much when the season starts, there's a basketball game on every night, right? And the business of basketball, as they call it, has become very rough. And the reason why, they're finding guys that are going back point shaving, that are missing layups, jump shots. And because, Val, have you ever thought about, for promotional purpose, let me ask you a question. Have you truly looked at a FanDuel or MGM or DraftKings bet sheet when they got the odds on these teams from the bookmakers?
I hear about it, but I've never been bold enough. And I got cousins in Omaha. I hate to put y'all on blast, y'all. I got cousins in Omaha that be doing the betting situation, and some of them do well, and then sometimes they don't. So I just no. There's no sure thing in betting.
And the crazy part about it, Val, is what's amazing is how these bookies in Vegas can say the Bulls are going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we got the Cavaliers to win by 2.5 points, which means they got to win by 3 tonight. And they are pretty much on point. And CBS did a report and found out they're not only on point, but the business of basketball has become almost illegal to the point where you got these guys behind the scene calling guys, calling girls, and trying to figure out, for example, who is the highest paid young female athlete in the college game right now?
I wouldn't know that, but you do.
Angel Reese down at LSU, right?
LSU.
Last night, college basketball opened up, and this is a prime example for quote unquote for promotional purposes only. Mm-hmm. On the men's side of the house, Val, Michigan State, Tom Izzo, loses to his nephew at James Madison 79-76. But then on the women's side of the house, right? Remember last year's championship game, right? Angel Reese put that ring on. Exactly. Mm-hmm. All this stuff they talked about. Well, they get beat by none other than, that's why I wore my shirt tonight. Let me make sure you can see that. What's that?
Who is that? What is that?
That's the Colorado Buffaloes. And whose daughter played for the Colorado Buffaloes, Val? Prime Time.
Oh.
So Prime Time's daughter played for the Colorado Buffaloes. They blew out Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers last night. But on the flip side, our girl who she had a problem with, and Caitlin Clark, the young lady from Iowa Hawkeyes, they beat FDSU last night. So I'm hoping to see them two have a rematch this year. But I don't know, because as you mentioned, Val, for promotional purposes only, I think what's happened is the NIL has given these young athletes so much money. It's kind of clouded the difference between going out and working for the money, like you doing, playing basketball, shooting hoops. And that's become these young women, because they don't make the money in the WNBA, they're doing what you got in your hand, taking that orange basketball, and they're riding that wave as long as they can to make as much money as they can. And now the corruption is starting to be, we never heard about corruption in basketball since the early 90s when Tark did that with UNLV in Vegas. And now with NIL on the table and these kids are getting paid from these corporations and companies, now we're worried about that again, which is no.
And here's the thing, it dirties and clouds the joy of the game, especially if the betting is there. And here's the thing, there's a lot of movies that talk about or have a fictionalized version of, I'm just going to rearrange your face if I don't get paid. I don't know if MGM or DraftKings or those other betting places act like that or like weird bookies, but the electronic way of doing stuff via the phone has made that very easy, but you could literally lose your life savings just doing that. So we joke around here, but with the promotional purposes only. But I say, if you have an issue with gambling, that this is something you don't want to dive into.
And they talk about that all the time, and it's so easy to get hooked and get pulled in, like you said, Val, because this has become bigger than a lottery. Do you know? Hey, they did a study last week. Have you noticed the last 2 or 3 lotteries have been almost $2 billion?
Yeah, it has been. That's a lot.
And the reason being, they said, is because people are no longer playing the lottery because the chances of winning is astronomical. But the chances of winning 5 basketball games and 1 football game and 1 hockey game in one night to make a few $1,000s, I can see that. But then if I lose that $1,000, then what happens? Then I get hungry because I want it again. Now I think I can go get it back. Now I'm down $2,000, $3,000, and then all of a sudden, end of the month, I've spent my entire paycheck and haven't even realized.
Right.
So
And
for those, for promotional purposes only, listen to my voice. If you got those issues, then don't do it. You know, this is supposed to be for fun, and plan on this for fun. And Val, the other thing that's become significant is what? Last year and the last year before and the year before that, the last 3 or 4 years, not the major programs that's won college basketball, but what? The small guys. Remember St. Pete last year? Year before last? Remember San Diego State this last year? So these kids, Val, have stayed in college and they've used the NIL to make money. And now they're 22, 23, 24-year-old kids playing against 17, 18-year-old kids. That's a big difference. And they're winning the war. And college basketball is thriving for that. But these companies like FanDuel, MGM, you know, and things of that nature, they're reaping the benefits.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is a very serious topic, and I want to thank Kevin Springer as we wrap up. If you have an issue with gambling, there's the national helpline for that at 1-800-662-4357. Thank you so very much, Kevin, for placing that in there. And definitely, we need to probably have another episode about that at another time. But next week, we are going to be talking about. We haven't done the NFL in a minute, so I guess we should chat about the NFL. Yes.
Yeah, we got the NFL coming back. And by the way, before we get out of here tonight, Val, don't forget, you guys that's on the podcast and listening to me, don't forget to give your NBA picks to Kevin Springer so Springer can log those lists, because right before Thanksgiving, we're going to shut it down. We're going to take those guys that can give me the West Coast champion, the East Coast champion, and then the overall NBA ring for this year. But thank you guys tonight for tuning in to one other than. Tell them, Val, what they do.
That's called Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. We're excited, and we have some folks that have gone ahead and bet for what they want. And so, and not bet, but they've said who they're going to be going for. So we got the notes. Kevin has the notes. Our episode today brought to you by Legal Shield. Text the word legal to 347-652-0243. And I'll go ahead and have Kevin place the website in the chat. And we'll be back next week with another phenomenal episode of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. Our audio side has been on a little bit of a hiatus, but we're coming back with that as I talk about the after show. It is a midday show that I've been doing with, I like to call it the after show crew. So we're going to be
after the party, after party
podcast on tomorrow, Wednesday. And what your last words, Coach?
I said they're like after party, the after show.
The after show, very much so. Thank you so very much. Who is
Keisha,
that?
What's up, girl?
That's LaKeisha. She's saying hello. And then, of course, on the West Coast, thank you, cousin. Sending love, love, love. Thank you so very much. But yes, we'll be back next week. And the after show, that'll be our audio podcast on tomorrow. I'll be chatting about what's been going on with that and letting you guys know how and where you can listen to the after show featuring Val the Voice. And that's me and a bunch of others. But if you'd like to go ahead, thank you so very much for this reminder. Kevin, book time with me and here and do that at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. And thank you so very much, guys, for being here. Me and Coach, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
We'll see you. Oh, I love my computer. Here we go. And peace.